Did you ever wonder what happened to all those bare root roses that were in the nursery last winter? Well, they've potted them up, put them in containers, they're for sale now, and you can plant them in your yard. But what kind of a home does a rose like? Well, it's just like successful real estate. Location, location, location. So what's a good home for a rose? Hey, come on, I'll show you. Roses need as much light as possible, 6 or more hours of direct sun a day. Also space them out, 5 to 6 feet apart is great. Don't plant them underneath any tree roots as well. But most important of all is the hole. You'll want to dig a $20 hole for that $10 rose bush plant. You want to make that hole at least 20 inches wide and deep to give that rose plenty of room to grow. Another important consideration is drainage. The day before you plant, fill that hole full of water. In 24 hours, if that hole is empty, you've got a good place to plant a rose. How deep should you plant a rose? Well, let your shovel handle be your guide. Lay the shovel handle across the hole and then line it up with the bud union. The bud union is that bump between the roots and the cane. And when you're planting your rose, when you're done, you want that bud union about an inch above the shovel handle level. Unless you live in a colder climate, in which case you want it about an inch below the shovel handle. You want to get the rose off to a good start. You want good drainage and you want the rose roots to take off and grow. So mix in compost, about 50% compost, along with the native soil. An easy way to do that is just alternate shovels full. We've backfilled the hole, and now we're going to plant the rose. We've noticed the bud union is more than an inch above the shovel handle, and that's a good thing because this soil is going to settle. I watered the rose yesterday, so the soil ball will stay mostly intact when we remove it from the container. There aren't any girdling roots. That's a good sign. If there were girdling roots going round and round, I would have separated them out with my fingers. So we're going to set the rose where we want to plant it. We've got it set at the height we want, and now we're going to backfill with that combination of soil and compost. We've planted the rose, we've given it a feeding of liquid fertilizer, diluted about half rate, and now we're adding mulch. Mulch is going to keep the soil cooler and also conserve soil moisture. And finally, it's important to add irrigation. A drip irrigation system such as a mini sprinkler works great. If it's hot weather, you may have to water that new rose every day. We've given this rose everything it needs for a long life. Full sun, regular watering, and good drainage. Give it those 3 things, your rose bush is going to last a lifetime.